In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my 3 months and 4 months baby must-have. My son Charlie is 5 months old and there are a couple things that he has used in the past couple months that I've thought to myself, these are great, I need to share this with other mums. So that is exactly what I'm going to be doing today. Babies at 3 and 4 months, most of them will start to become more active, they're more alert, they'll start to roll, they'll start to crawl, possibly they'll even start to sit. All babies are different, but I have found that babies around that age love toys and they love colors and they love noise. So my first baby must-have is toys that babies can grab. For example, this is a ball that I found here at Kmart, and Charlie loves this because he can easily grab it. He just kind of pops his fingers in the hole and then he can rattle it. He loves that it makes noise, he loves that it's colourful, and he can play with this for like a long period of the day. If it's not a toy that baby can easily grab, I find that they love toys that make noise. Charlie's favourite toy at 4 months old, and still to this day, is this toy car. He turns it around, and when he manages to press on this blue button, it makes noise. And he loves it. He gets so excited every time it makes noise. My second baby must-have is textured books. We are loving these pretty books, which are these textured books. And the first page is almost like it's made out of tin foil. And so babies can squish it. It's super bright, super colourful. They can touch the dark, it's going to be soft. And if you can't find these textured books, just any touch and feel books are great. This is another touch and feel book that we have for Charlie. So we read a book every night before bedtime, and although he doesn't understand the book, he now knows that he can lean forward and touch the book and there's going to be something for him to touch. So he'll always lean forward. He can touch like the bear's tummy, it's going to be fluffy. Same with the bunny, it's fluffy. And so it doesn't matter what kind of book he has, he's always like going forward and trying to touch it and see what he can feel, which is super good for their brains, and it interacts them with the books and they just love it. My next baby must-have is teething toys. Some babies do start teething at a young age. They can start at 3 months, 4 months. All babies are different, but at 3 months they do start to suck on toys a lot more. They discover their hands, and you'll find that babies will start sucking on their hands, they'll start sucking on your shoulder, pretty much anything that they can get their mouth on. So I do think that babies also have like irritated gums a bit before they have teeth. Whether they're going to start teething at 8 months or 3 months, they might still have irritated gums at around 4 months, and teething toys are great for that. A teething toy that we're absolutely loving at the moment is this one. This is the newbie teething toy. We do have these other two which are great. This is a comforter which also has a little teether at the end, and this is another teething toy that we have found. I can't quite remember the brand of this one, but it's just to give you ideas. Just anything that has like texture at the end, they're gonna love to chew on those. The last teething toy that I want to recommend, which is something so popular in New Zealand. Like there's literally a Facebook thread about this teething toy and mums love it. It goes out of stock so quick. They'll share photos of their babies with this. It's so funny. Charlie isn't the biggest fan. I mean, he likes it, but he doesn't love it. But I still feel like I have to share it because there's such a big hype about this that it must be amazing. And my son maybe is just one of the only ones that doesn't like it. But it is the Mombella mushrooms. So I can see why babies would like it. It is the same shape of a nipple. It's bright, it's fun, and honestly it's quite inexpensive, so I would recommend it's worth trying it out, because if your baby is one of those babies that love it, then that is great. That is all the toys that I want to recommend, and my next baby must-haves in regards to attire is bibs. Babies do start to dribble a lot more at 3 months and 4 months, especially if they're teething. especially if they're baby boys. We have all different kinds of dribble bibs. These are just a few that I have at home, and I always like to have a spare one in my nappy bag in the car because I just don't like to leave this on him if it is wet, and it does get wet pretty fast. The next attire item that I recommend is the Love to Dream transitional swaddle. Most babies around 4 months will learn to roll, and then you have to transition them out of a normal swaddle to a sleeping bag. This can be difficult depending on what your baby's like, and the Love to Dream transitional will make it so much easier because you just do one arm at a time. If your baby likes to sleep with his arms up, then I recommend just getting the transitional swaddle rather than just the original Love to Dream swaddle, because otherwise you'll find that you're only using the transitional swaddle for about 1 to 2 weeks. It only takes that long for them to transition out of that swaddle. So if you get it early, you get more use out of it. However, the process of transitioning, if you've got that swaddle, it just makes it so much easier. The next couple of things that are my baby must-haves for 3 months and 4 months olds are the Ingenuity chair. Ingenuity chair. I don't know if I'm saying that right. If you are cooking and your baby just wants to sit and watch you cook, you just pop them in this little chair and they'll be entertained by all the colours and the smell. It's also, I found, a really good way to teach babies to start to sit up. So my son, who is 5 months old, can sit now, and I think it's because I always popped him in this little chair for about 5 minutes. Babies do need to have a really strong neck, and they need to be able to hold their head up to be able to sit in that, but once they can do that, you put them in there and that will just teach them that they can sit, and eventually they'll be able to sit faster. So the next thing is a play mat. Like I said, babies will start rolling, they might start crawling, they might start sitting, all of the above. And if you live in a house like mine where it is wooden floors, then you need a padded play mat because otherwise they will hurt their little heads. I have found that the bigger the better. There are lots of different mats out there, different colours, different designs, but honestly just any kind of padded play mat that you can find is going to be super useful for your baby when it turns 3 months and 4 months and beyond. And the last thing that I want to mention is a baby bouncer. If you've seen my video which I show how I entertain my 3 months and 4 months old, I talked about a baby bouncer and how if you have to invest in anything during this stage, it should be a baby bouncer. They love it. It keeps them entertained. The stronger they get with their neck and their back, you can keep them in the bouncer for longer. It plays music. It teaches them to use their leg muscles because they can bounce. Honestly, this is the best thing that I've bought. I highly recommend a baby bouncer. It is super fun and my son loves it. And there you go. That is everything I wanted to mention for my baby must-haves for 3 months, 4 months old, and I hope that this video will be useful for you. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up because that really supports my channel. And as always, I will see you guys next week. Bye!